Oh, folks. Well, okay, so I'm working on the 1 hour episode. We're, trying to get things. But I wanted to stop working on it for a second because I noticed a few things with Jodi, and I wanted to sort of go over them with you. So let's dive right on in here, shall we? All right, so on page 112 of these documents, it's an interview of Jodi with investigator Dietering, and we've got here, this is the interesting part, guys. I mean, the whole thing is interesting, but this really caught my eye. It says here, I asked Stachowski of her whereabouts on 10/31 of 05, and she indicated that she had been in custody at the jail. And she had been so since August 15th, approximately. She states that she speaks to Stephen Avery every night on the telephone. And this is where it gets good, guys. She indicates every Tuesday she is released for AODA and that Stephen provides a ride to and from her AODA meetings. Really, Jodi? Because in that lovely little HLN interview where you threw Stephen Avery under the bus, you told everybody that he was supposed to go and take you to a meeting on Halloween, which would have been a Monday. And you said, I don't know why I wasn't let out for it, but I wasn't. Meh. And in reality, your meeting wasn't on October 31st. It was on November 1st. So either you have the world's shittiest memory or you're a fucking twat. One of the two. You're a lying twat. That's what I'm going with. So there we go, folks. That mystery has been solved. Jodi is full of... That
was bullshit.
Go fuck yourself, Jodi. All right. Now this is pages 162 through 166. This is another interview with Jodi. And this has got some interesting shit in here, guys. Okay, so about most of the way down the first page, Jodi's talking about how she and Stephen are clean freaks. Jodi indicates she almost always makes the bed. She doesn't know if Stephen would make the bed or not because he always gets up before her. She stated that she's never been separated from Stephen since they lived together, even for one night. Jodi says that it's her job to clean the residence as long as she's home all day. Right now, she's unemployed. This is what gets me. She states Stephen can do his own laundry, but she would prefer him not to, as he will occasionally mix whites and colors. Does that sound like an abused woman to you folks? Because every abusive dickweed I have ever heard of will order or just expect his woman to do his laundry. And the fact is that he was willing to do his laundry, but she would prefer to do it because he did it wrong. Does that sound like an abused woman to you? Nah, I didn't think so. Then she says that Stephen has no friends over and will occasionally talk to a Tammy LNU. I don't know if I'm supposed to actually pronounce that. Who calls for parts. So we've solved the Tammy. We've heard Tammy Weber, but just saying. This is the good shit. She states Stephen did not want to take the pull down as he's too lazy with anything except cars. She states it would be Stephen's habit to leave a glass on the table or a plate on the table when he's done with it instead of moving it to the sink. And yet, he's apparently not lazy enough to go around and clean up every fucking drop of blood, including, anything that could be found by luminol. That is Teresa Hallbox, clean up the whole motherfucking house and then put back all the dust. Yeah, that really sounds like Stephen's character right there. Then Jodi went on to indicate that if Stephen was going to do something to someone, it would be to her, as no one would miss me. That's an odd thing for her to say. That makes me... Just putting that out there. All right. She then said that she and Stephen have had arguments and Stephen had gotten arrested at one point. she denies ever having Stephen being physically abusive towards her. So in this, while she's in jail and so is Stephen, she's saying that he never hurt her. Yeah, that sounds like a sexual predator. Jodi describes Stephen as an easygoing individual. Does that sound like somebody who would rape and murder someone? Jodi went on to indicate that Stephen will tell you what is on his mind, whether he's angry or not. She stated there's usually someone home next door to watch the comings and goings at Stephen's mobile home. She stated that in one incident, Stephen did actually tie her up by the legs. They're talking about bondage. But her ankle hurt too much and they stopped. Does that sound like somebody who would commit a rape? Because generally rapists are overtly sexually aggressive towards their partners too. Just saying. Jodi indicated that she had suggested to Stephen that Stephen rip off her clothes, but he declined to do that. Again, does that sound like someone who is so overtly sexually aggressive that he would rape and murder a woman he doesn't even know? Everything that's contained within these documents from Jodi does not suggest a sexually aggressive person. Describe somebody who likes sex and has been in the clink for 20 years for shit he didn't fucking do. It describes that. It describes a typical 43-year-old male with a healthy sexual appetite, but it does not describe somebody who has an overtly sexual aggressive tendency or who's overtly violent towards women. So there you go, folks. I mean, I'm not saying that because I know that people have said, oh, he was aggressive over here, he was aggressive over there. Guys, come on. Use your heads. Whenever any of that negative shit came out, it was after Stephen had already been arrested. Real easy to talk shit when the guy's already in jail, okay? And think of it this way, folks. I know that Laura Evans already said this. I'm going to reiterate it for y'all. Stephen Avery was severely hated by Manitowoc County. And if there were any substance, if there was any substance to any of those charges of molestation and yada fucking yada, Kratz would have been all over that shit like a fat kid on a chocolate cake. Okay? If there was any substance to it, he would have been all over it because it would have just proven his point that he was sexually aggressive and that he was the kind of person who would have done this to Teresa Halbach. The fact that there are no actual charges for these so-called incidents tells you that they're bullshit. Okay? All right, folks. I'm going to leave the page numbers for this stuff down below in the description. Don't forget to subscribe to me here on YouTube. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, MamaPhoenix6, and boogie on over to cluetv.net, see what we got going on over there. Thank you all very much for watching. We'll see you soon.